Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So here's the next combo video for you guys today. This time's on Guru Control. If you haven't checked out the deck profile yet, just be sure to check out the link in the description down below. But anyway, figured I'd just show you guys a couple test hands on what this deck can really do. So it's just another control deck, but probably one of my more favorites of the control strategies, just because Guru is just really good at outgrinding your opponent's resources and just take full control of the game, basically. Now, unlike Counter Fairies, this one has actually got a lot more consistency going with it. Because Counter Fairies, though a good option too, it does have some consistency issues. Sky Strikers, it's not much to say about Sky Strikers. It does have an OTK option too, so like with Axis Kotagger, but this one does not rely on the extra deck whatsoever, much like Counter Fairies. You mainly just make full use of the Subterror cards like Guru, the Behemoth, and Archer. So yeah, it's got a lot of good things going for it. And Fiendus, basically negates everything, so yeah, definitely an amazing deck overall. So let me go and get started. All right, so let's see what our opening hand looks like. Okay, we got There Can Only Be One, so that's actually pretty good. Okay, nice. We got the Behemoth right off the bat. Okay, we got Final Battle, Infinite Impermanence, and another There Can Only Be One. So unfortunately, we don't have a lot going with this yet, but on the bright side, you could basically just kind of like mind game your opponent with all your face down cards. Just hope he doesn't have that Lightning Storm, because if he did, then that's unfortunate. So I'd set 4 face down, and that's pretty much it. So next turn, your opponent, let's say your opponent was playing, well, actually, in general, a lot of decks are playing like combo heavy strategies, and usually they stick with one archetype until they get into their side engine. So as soon as they like launch their first monster, you spring There Can Only Be One on them, and they can't really do much else. Like Eldritch, it's a zombie deck. Adamantipator purely rocks. So as soon as they summon one Adamantipator, like Researcher or I forgot what the other one is, but the main starter, you just spring this on them, they're stuck, they can't really do anything. And honestly, that just might be enough. Yeah, you might take some damage, but that's generally fine. Okay, so next turn, you have Pot of Extravagance. So at that point, you could basically play this immediately at the start of your main phase 1. You'd shuffle your extra deck. I'll banish 6 cards just to get a +2. Or a draw 2, I'm sorry. And see if we can get into our Subterror Guru cards at least. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 on the top, 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. Because again, I very rarely go into the extra deck at all. Sometimes you will use it just to go into cards like Relinquish Anima, but again, it's not often. So let's see what we got. Okay, we got Pot of Duality and another Final Battle. Oops, drop that. So next I play Pot of Duality. Look at the top 3 cards in my deck to see if there's anything I could use. Okay, finally we got Hidden City and Guru. So for sure, I'm just going to go and add the Hidden City because, for fairly obvious reasons. Ash Blossom would go back. Guru will go back. I'll shuffle as soon as I play the Hidden City. Hidden City will just get back that Guru that I saw. And then now we can definitely start getting things going. All right. So at this point, I probably go ahead and normal summon the Guru. Your opponent will most likely still have that monster that he attacked you with. So you can use Guru's effect, have him flip himself face down plus that monster. And then you'd use the Hidden Cities effect, which you basically get to target one face-down Subterror monster and flip it back in either attack or defense mode. I'll just go for attack. That way I can at least get a search going. So since we already have Final Battle in our face-down pile right there, or face-down spell and trap card zone, we can definitely use that. But as far as anything else, I'll probably go ahead and add Subterror Fiendus. That way I can at least apply a lot of pressure. And actually, one thing I forgot to do, I should have used Behemoth's effect. I forgot that as long as it's flipped face down, you can actually special summon this card. But we got Fiendus anyway, so that works too. So you can probably enter your battle phase, attack over whatever monster your opponent has. If you need to, use the Final Battle. Basically apply, just give your Subterror Guru a power boost. This goes back face down as soon as it's done. And then, yeah, you just go from there. And then next turn, you should be good, honestly. In case your opponent tries to do something else, you still got the Infinite Impermanence, so that's pretty good. You still got another There Can Only Be One if your opponent tries to escape out of that. And not to mention, you still got the Fiendus. So, again, this deck may not be, the fastest, but it's definitely going to be, one of the most grindiest decks you'll ever play. And it's actually pretty good, like I said. There's a lot of cool things you can do with Guru. All right, let me go and shuffle everything back, and we'll start again. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention at the start of the video, I swapped out my summon limits with the Book of Moons that are in my side deck, but it's generally the same deck profile. The only difference, I just chose to Book of Moon instead because Book of Moon actually also has some good synergy with the Hidden City card. So like you normal summon Guru, but you don't have a monster to target to flip face down, you can Book of Moon your own Guru and just go from there. So like that's just one of the reasons behind it too. All right, let's see if our hand is a little bit better. All right, so this time I'm going second, obviously. So okay, we got Book of Moon now. Okay, so we got Subterra Cave Clash. Oh, Mystic Mind. So that's actually a really excellent going second card. Subterra Fiendus and Archer. Okay, so this may not be like the best hand, but it's still a great hand because like considering you're going second this time, let's say you're up against one of those synchro decks, because that's basically what this format is. It's Dragon Link. We got 2 different synchro decks. Add Emancipator, Eldritch Synchro, which is supposed to be the best one. Dino Synchro is a thing. So yeah, there's a lot of things you could do here. So right off the bat, you know, your opponent's going to set up a board. He's going to pump out multiple negates, mostly monster negates. I've noticed that this format, the only thing that can negate everything right now is Borreload Savage Dragon. But again, like that's the reason why Book of Moon is so good, because you can force that negate out, especially during the standby phase. So yeah, next turn, at the start of your turn, you know, after your opponent sets up a board, you draw. During the standby, I would play that Book of Moon, again, target that Borreload Savage Dragon or anything that has a spell and trap card negation, and just like force it face down. If your opponent forces the negate, then yeah, you're pretty much in a good spot. Afterwards, spring that Mystic Mind. Your opponent's screwed at this point, because now he can't really, and he can't even attack. He can't activate any more monster effects. You're safe from all hand traps too. So I'd probably activate the Subterra Cave Clash. I'd normal summon the Archer, set that there can only be one. You're good to go. In fact, if your Archer is not strong enough, you know, you don't even have to attack. You could just wait till next turn until see if you draw into something better. But during your opponent's standby phase, you're free to spring there can only be one now. He's gonna have to start sending some monsters to the grave if there's multiple monster types. But again, you don't have to do that yet if your opponent you know does have different types. So just bear that in mind. But I would probably most likely spring that on. Your opponent can't do anything because of Mystic Mind. Well, next turn, okay, well, now we got Guru. You normal summon the Guru, use Guru's effect, flip himself face down, and target one of your opponent's monsters, flip it face down. And then enter your battle phase. You can swing over with your Subterra Archer and just send it back to the deck. And there's most likely your opponent's not going to have too many monsters, or still going to have a lot of monsters on his board. So like you just occasionally keep, you know, doing this over and over until you find the cards you need to just basically wipe out your opponent's board. You still got Fiendus. Again, Fiendus negates everything. So yeah, there's just like a crazy amount of combos that you could probably do with this. So yeah. All right, well, that's all I got to share for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I will catch you guys again next time.